Good morning. It's the Jinky. My name is Denise, and I'm about to do a reading. I was woke up out of my sleep and asked to do a collective reading, so here I am because this is very bizarre, and it's 7:15 in the morning or 7:20 or whatever it is, and normally I'm sitting by myself drinking coffee. But here I am. So sometimes we're led to do things, and today is one of those days. So you can tell my hair is kind of, whatever. So I feel like I'm drawn to the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I'm going to pull some cards, and we're going to see what's going on, because I have a feeling there are many of us right now that are going through it. Either there's separation, there's arguments, or there is literally silence. And silence can be one of the hardest ones of all. And I understand it. So let's get into this and let's see what these cards have to say. Spirit, I ask that you give me the energy of the divine masculine, please. The energy of the divine masculine, please. The divine masculine right now feels like, that's it, I'm done. You lost me. I can't take this anymore. But this also is the fact that most of the masculines are avoidance. They avoid situations and they run. Instead of facing their feelings, they have a tendency to dip out. So that's where they're at right now. So they're obviously, many of our masculines right now are in runner's mode again. It is what it is, unfortunately. Final straw, self-respect, power move, you lost me. So with them being in silent mode, they're challenging you to come forward and make the first move. However, if you do that, you repeat the cycle. And then they're going to breadcrumb you and they're going to dip again. So it's up to you to remain in your power right now. And while that's happening, work on yourself. Work on your health, work on your finances, work on relationships with other people. You can't let the divine masculine hold power over you to the point where you're paralyzed, okay? So let me get the energy of the divine feminine. Let me get the energy of the divine feminine, please. The divine feminine feels this wasn't love. They feel that everything they went through was a joke, that everything they felt wasn't true. They're feeling like very defeated, very let down. They feel as though they may have done something, said something, but here's the thing. When a divine feminine many times gets too close to the divine masculine, they'll run. It's what they do best when we're dealing with a twin flame issue. Okay, I'm not talking about soulmates. That's different. This is the twin flame dynamic. Okay, it literally says the divine feminine's fantasy was crushed. The truth was exposed that the masculine just kind of like wasn't all in. It's a terrible feeling. But just know that many times they want to be all in. They have wounds that they don't know how to heal. So they run. So now let's get one more card that talks about... Oh, I think I just got my card. That talks about the energy between the two of them. They're stalking each other's socials. They're watching each other's socials. You're posting videos, they're watching them from another account. You're posting videos, you're watching them from another account. So you're still engaging with one another, but neither one of them knows for sure whether or not that's really happening. That is the push-pull situation. That is the silent dynamic. And even if you are talking to your divine masculine, or you're the masculine talking into the feminine right now, there's always going to be an underlying current of what they're doing. And that's just kind of like the dynamic of it. Even though you know full well that you love them with all your heart, there is no one else. And they know the same, but there's always that underlying current. Eventually, the runner will figure it out, okay? But just know, they're watching your socials, they're lurking, they're secretly obsessed. That's what's going on between the two of you. Ugh, the drama of it all. So let's look at what's to come between the masculine and the feminine. Let's pull a card. Let's pull a card of what's to come. What's to come, Spirit? What do we have to look forward to in this journey? Can I have a card, please, of what is to come between the divine masculine and the divine feminine? Well, the divine masculine. Only when it's convenient for me will I step forward out of the shadows. When I'm bored and I have nothing to do, or I feel like you might have possibly moved on, then I'm going to come forward and see what's going on. Interesting, isn't it? When the divine feminine becomes quiet and they set a boundary with the divine masculine, now the divine masculine freaks out. What are they doing? Why did I not have their attention? What is going on? Let me just put my feelers out there and see what's happening. So they send a text. Hey, very casual. Hey, divine feminine's like, or they're really excited. It could go either way, depending on where you are in your journey. They're going to breadcrumb you. They're going to see what you're doing, and then they're going to dip again. They just want to see whether or not that door is still open. So proceed with caution. I'm just letting you know. Only when convenient. So here we are. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Sitting there deciding what to do. Sometimes in the twin flame scenario, one is toxic and the other one is learning. But as you, as the masculine or the feminine, whichever one you are, I don't know what you are, you need to work on yourself. You need to work on your self-love. You need to work on who you are as a person and what you want as a person. You need to reflect out what you want to be reflected back at you. Because in essence, you're both runners. Hard pill to swallow, but very much the truth. Well, now that we've had the chronicles, I'm going to go drink coffee and try to get my work day completed, because this girl's tired, because Spirit was like, get up. So I love you guys. Have a fantastic day. Do not let another person decide who you are as a person. You decide who you are as a person. So step forward. Get your shit together. Exercise, eat right, be a good person, be a good family member. Do all the things. Never let anybody decide your worth. The only one who decides your worth is you. Bye-bye.